Today I'm going to be doing a quick demo of the Meteoric Effects Gravity Well. This is a delay. I bought it because it has a 2-second long delay option when cranked all the way over. I love a long delay. It's advertised with a sort of lo-fi sound. You'll definitely hear that. It does not always behave the way you think it would, and we'll get right into that. I have a boost pedal going into a cab sim, and I'm using the MVAV Mini Universe on a plate reverb setting for just a little bit of reverb. That might be a lot to some people, but that's a little for me. Now, I said this doesn't behave the way you'd expect. What do I mean by that? Full wet, or pretty darn close to full wet, is actually all the way counterclockwise. But it's not as simple as full wet all the way counterclockwise, full dry clockwise. This is fully clockwise. So the mix and feedback, and I suppose time probably a bit, tend to interact in some unforeseen ways. I don't have any kind of noise gate on. You're probably hearing a low hum of this pedal being on. When I turn it off, my signal chain is pretty darn quiet right now. Turn it back on. There is some sound coming through. That amount changes depending on where this is. So we're at, let's say, 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is almost no mix. It's also a lot less static in the mix. Around here is where you get the mix of the original signal and the delay about the same, with the delay maybe being a little louder. So we're gonna pause on that setting for a little while and mess with our feedback. I don't know if it's coming through on the mix but the static actually went up when I turned the feedback down. So right now we're at 1 delay, or 1 repeat, and it's louder than it was here. At least it sounds louder to me. Maybe I'm playing with different attack. Alright, so let's play around. We're going to leave the mix right where it is there. Play around here. We're going to see if we can find a spot where the static dies out. With the mix maxed out, with the feedback maxed out, and the mix at the same spot it was just a second ago, the tone has changed. There's not static. It's not infinite, but it's fairly close, and honestly, I love that. I love when it's not self-oscillating. I don't know why turning down the feedback turns up the static. So there's definitely some tone coming into play with the mix. There's like no, and that changes. I don't really understand it. I don't hate it though, but yeah, so listen to the volume of the output here. Now listen to the volume of the output when I turn down the feedback, which should be just adjusting repeats. Gives me like so this is interesting. I'm going to turn up the mix here. I've got my input maxed out. I'm not going to play anything because I don't want to blow up my recorder. So listen to how much static is there. Static is down. But here, this is about where I was recording at.